Hey y'all, it's Channing here. Today I'm coming through with a brand new video. Today's video is a bit different because it is not about hair, it is about my skin. And I will also be covering why I have not been posting lately. I kind of touched on it a bit on my Instagram page where I told you guys that, and I actually provided pictures as well that I will show you guys in this video. I told you guys about my issues with my skin breaking out really badly. I suffer from hormonal acne, but it got really bad to the point where it just wasn't comfortable for me sitting in front of the camera. It wasn't something that I even thought about considering how horrible it looked. I still feel like it looks really bad, but I feel like it's gotten to a point where, I'm okay with it. I may even be able to cover it up. Whereas before I didn't want to cover it up. It looked horrible when I tried to cover it up, and it just wasn't an easy thing to do, sitting in front of the camera knowing that my skin looked like that. So, well, when I first started my YouTube channel, something that really did matter to me, of course, was my appearance. I wasn't sure what I wanted to post about in the beginning, but I do know that my appearance meant so much to me, and I'm like, gosh, like, these people have beautiful skin, they look this way, they look that way, and my goal was always to find something, to really help me, because my skin, it could be okay, and then as soon as it's that time of the month, I'll break out really bad, and then as soon as it begins to heal again, it's that time of the month again, and it's just kind of like, and my problem area was always my cheeks. Now, all through high school, my skin was perfectly fine. It wasn't until I was about 21 that my skin actually started to break out. And I noticed that, my cheeks. And as the years have progressed, it's only gotten worse. And now I'm 31 years old and I look like a teenager, because my face is completely filled with pimples. Now, at the time when it broke out recently, it was because I'm actually not sure why it broke out, but I had recently started using, in March, I began using Acne.org, and I did tell you guys about this. I just never did a video on it because I was actually waiting on my skin to completely clear up, because using these products here, my skin was, it was improving. I saw a huge improvement from my skin. It wasn't until I began using the AH8+ that I noticed, my skin began to break out here. Well, it began like here. And I wrote into the forum on their website, letting them know, I'm like, wow, like, I'm noticing my skin is breaking out. Like, is this normal? Is this something that happens? What do I do? I just want it to go away. And they told me to continue using it. Maybe my skin was purging. So I continued using it, and because that was in April, and I noticed my face started to break out. It wasn't until July that I noticed, I don't think I'm purging. I don't know. I don't feel right. So I stopped using it. I stopped using it in July, and at that point, it was here, and then I think it was on my forehead. And guys, I promise you, like, I did not notice, but over the next few weeks, my whole entire face filled up with white heads. And I have a picture, which is the picture that I shared on Instagram. My face was completely filled with white heads. My face was in so much pain. Oh my gosh. And I had started using, when I stopped using that, I started using my Panox. So I would use this maybe once or twice a week. I might wash my face with this because I'm like, I have to get rid of this. And I do feel like I somewhat rushed into it, meaning I was doing too much to my skin already. I went from using products that, made my skin literally burn to, using something totally different, which, it's still benzoyl peroxide, but it's 10%, whereas that was 2.5, but I didn't feel like it was irritating my skin, but I also wasn't noticing that it was also damaging my skin as well, because my skin only continued to get worse. I still continued to get bumps on my nose, and I had so many, guys. It was like every single pore had a whitehead attached to it. And oh yeah, whenever I was using the Acne.org, I was also using this jojoba oil, and I continued to use the jojoba oil when I was using the Panoxyl, but I was only using it once a day, so I felt like, you know, not really doing a whole lot to it, and I made sure to moisturize as usual. And I think I was using my Cetaphil whenever I was moisturizing my face. But I'm positive that it was this that caused it. I still have a whole entire bottle. And it's so sad because this product worked wonders for my cheeks. But to my T-zone, it made me break out so bad. And I think that my bumps like on my cheeks, I think that was probably just normal, because, you know, that's my problem area. When I was doing my Acne.org treatment, that was the first area that cleared up. I didn't have anything here, you know, so therefore, I mean, I had mild acne. I would break out here and there. Like I said, I had hormonal acne. I'll provide you guys with a few videos to show you. You know, it was still problematic. This is itching. It was still problematic because, you know, like I said, it was almost like a cycle. You know, my skin was never completely clear, and I had been playing around with products for years, just trying to find something that would keep me clear me up and just keep me clear. So I ended up, after the Panoxyl, I stopped using the Panoxyl, and I was like, I'm not going to use anything at all. So I went cold turkey for a few weeks, only using water on my face. Of course, that didn't do me any good. My face still continued to get even worse. I went and got some Noxzema. I probably used this Noxzema maybe 3 days. I didn't use it long, and I was like, yeah, I felt some type of way using products. You know, I don't want to irritate my skin even more, because at that point I wasn't entirely convinced it was, you know, the HA, and, you know, I'm like, maybe I'm just doing too much. So, or maybe I have an allergic reaction. You know, I wasn't really sure. So my grandmother told me to get some dial soap. As you guys can see, I've used the whole entire thing. I got some dial soap, and I was also using Bacitracin, Bactroban. I was using that on my face and applying it to the area, and I will say that it helped a lot, because the bumps were so painful, you know, like my face, I was sitting there and I was like, wow, like my face, it actually hurts. And I was saving photos, so I will show you guys, you know, it was a very painful process. It was ugly. I felt ugly. I still feel ugly, you know. But, you know, I just want it to go away. I feel a little bit better now, but I'm still not entirely there. You guys will understand, man. Acne will take you down through there. And plus, I mean, I feel like I'm someone who, you know, once I start using a product, if I feel like it could potentially clear my skin, I'm going to stick to it. I really do. I stick to it. At one point, I was using Lancer, and I had this little system, and the product was okay, but I also do a lot of research, and I read that, you know, it's really not good for people who have active pimples to exfoliate, because it further irritates the pimples, you know, irritates the acne, and a lot of times it can cause acne. So I kind of took a step back, which is why I thought, you know, perhaps the AHA would work for me, aside from the fact it worked for Alyssa forever and her skin is so beautiful. And I felt like, you know, my acne, it wasn't that bad. It was mild, and I ended up with a face that looked worse than the face I had previously. So just be careful, guys. If you have oily skin, do not use this. I do not recommend this. According to my research, AHA is best for dry skin. I have very, very oily skin, and they recommend BHA for us. So I'm kind of scared. I have not picked up anything else, any new products. I have been using the Dial Soap. Linwood, if you guys are familiar with Linwood, he actually sent me some products. Nerium from his company, if you guys are familiar with this, ask him about it if you have any issues with your skin. It's actually for anti-aging. But yeah, he sent me 2 products. I wasn't able to use this one, but I did try the double cleansing one time. I don't know, I'm kind of scared because my skin isn't clear. It's not completely clear yet. I've still been researching because I'm wondering if I have, starts with a P. The first word starts with a P. The last word starts with an F. Poly something fossilitis or something like that. It's kind of like a fungus, like a yeast infection on the face, and people are known to get it like in the summertime, and I do have extremely oily skin, so I mean I have been cleaning my face like crazy, but I mean things happen. I honestly don't know. So I'm going to buy some Head and Shoulders shampoo tomorrow, and I'm going to try that out since, you know, I've clearly used all of this and it did make it a bit better, but it didn't exactly take it away because I still have a lot of bumps and I'm still noticing new ones coming up. I'm going to see if I can really focus in on my face so you guys can see what it's looking like. My forehead, and I know you're supposed to moisturize, but I kind of stopped moisturizing as well because I'm like, I just want to dry the pimples out. And I did do a mint julep mask. I did that. I used that one day. I had this and I tried it one time, but I was just like, I didn't really notice a difference, but I did like the way that my skin looked the next morning after using this because, you know, the goal is to dry out the pimples that I currently have on my face, and I feel like it did help out a bit with that, but I've only used it once. Yeah, I think it was maybe twice in the past month. I've really been avoiding applying anything to it at all, really, besides the soap and the Betatracin Bactroban that I was using consistently. But even I don't use that anymore. I just use the dial soap and clean my face and call it a day. And I normally try and do that twice daily. I had Bliss, the company Bliss. I guess they saw my stories on Instagram and they like sent me so many products, guys, and the products look so cute. And you know, they're like Pore Patrol, Clay to Foam, Purifying Cleanser with Willow Bark, Deep Detox 4 Clay Souffle Mask, and the Daily Warming Scrub with Black Volcanic Sand. They sent me 3 different masks, like overnight mask, Bright and Radiant Whip Mask. This is the Reviving and De-Stressing Overnight Mask, and the Mega Moisturizing Lavender Honey Mask. I tried the honey mask, but I wasn't really sure if I should be using it because it was really oily. And I'm like, should I be applying oil? You know, I just really don't know what to do. And I'm afraid. And when I posted to Instagram, people were telling me, you know, to go to a dermatologist, to do this, you know, to do that. And I'm like, yeah, I feel you, you know, and I understand, you know, I was told to detox. Definitely did, you know, some detoxing as well. But as far as a dermatologist was concerned, I didn't want to go to a dermatologist because the last thing I want is to continue adding chemicals to my face, you know, that my face will be dependent on. So that's kind of where the struggle begins. And I remember, you know, because I don't do birth control. I didn't do birth control because it made my my hands swell, my feet, and you know, I just couldn't do birth control. So kind of, you know, just like, I don't know what to do. I've tried aloe vera gel. Of course, I think this one has alcohol in it, but I used to apply this to my face. It's just like nothing seems to really work. Like I miss the days when I could use Neutrogena on my face and have no pimples and everything's fine. Now I'm just like constantly buying products. I used to use this. I tried it, you know. People are like white down with witch hazel. Did it. I don't know what to do. You know, and I find myself wanting to go back to using, well, I've used all of this. I used all of that face wash. I'm like, I find myself wanting to go back to this, but this was painful. The process was insane, you know, going through the peeling and flakes and the burning after you apply it. I just know that my face would be dependent on this, and also I don't want to risk my face looking the way that it looked again. Yeah, that's pretty much why I've just been gone. I'm sorry. I know it's not funny, y'all. It's not funny. But I just couldn't bear sitting in front of the camera. I wasn't wearing makeup. I haven't worn makeup, but maybe twice in the past month and a half. Because I felt like, I don't know, I was applying my Smashbox foundation and it looked so disgusting. Like laying makeup or trying to apply makeup in order to hide bumps that are just all over your face. It was disgusting. So I just chose not to do that and to go the natural route and to try and take care of it, try and keep it clean, try to keep the oil down. Yeah, I will say that my face was extremely, extremely oily during that period of time. And this has been known to dry people's skin out from what I read, but it definitely helped me out. It did. I was using it twice daily, and after a week, I would say I noticed a difference, and I did keep track of that as well, so I'll show you guys that in photos. I told my mom I kind of felt like I was going into some sort of depression because my skin looked extremely bad. I'm like, I mean, I'm used to dealing with acne, but never to this extreme. So yeah, I kind of ran away from the internet, ran away from social media. I kind of showed myself just a tad bit in my sister's video, the video where I did her hair, but I just wasn't feeling up to it. I hope you guys understand. But yeah, I just really wanted to share my acne story and show you guys what I'm going through or what I'm trying to get through right now. If you guys would just bear with me, I will be bringing you guys some more videos and hopefully we can get the skin clear. If you guys have any type of advice, I'm completely open and you can leave that in my comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.